Okay, so my first pose that I start with is head and hands. And with that, I just take this rolled up blanket, fold it over in half, like this, that way there's a bump. And then I layer a couple pieces on top. The baby's butt goes in the back, hands go in the front, so that way they're still like parallel with the bump, if that makes sense. Some babies need to be propped up higher, so with those, I used to use washcloths or some kind of extra piece of material and shove it up underneath there to prop the babies up higher. I have to take pictures of all these for you girls. Probably look better on many sides. Okay, and then next I go into timber. That's whenever the baby's in head and hands, and it basically just looks like they falled over, and you just put their feet to where they're crossed at the ankles. And for that one, I don't even move really the blanket any. I take this part of the bump and roll it like that, so that way there's a little bit of a bump. While I'm holding the baby right here, I roll it up, so that way there's a bump for the baby's head, and it just kind of folds over. And then the baby's head's right here. Bear, move, get out. Hey, Bubba, no, get out of there. Go lay down. No, I don't need your help. Go lay down. Bear. The bump pretty much stays the same for the womb pose or taco pose, whatever you people call it. It pretty much stays the same for those. The only thing I really change out is just I pick the baby up, pose the baby in my hand, and then Cassie would put down a different blanket because I usually change the blanket after that one. Then next we do tummy time or booty up pose, whatever y'all want to call that. And with that one, this bump, just roll it a little bit more, and this one just roll it this way to where you have two little like camel humps with the bump in the middle. Butt goes here, head goes here. And then for this one, I always put some extra stuffers in the back behind the baby, so that way, Cassidy's there if the baby starts to squirm, but just so that way there's not as big of a drop off behind the baby. Then next, we go into like a side sleeper kind of pose. For that one, I don't even take the baby off the blanket. I keep hold the head where it is, and then I just tear this bump down like that, and then roll the baby's hips over onto the side. So that way it just has a bigger bump up for the head. And And then sometimes, depending on the baby, if they're not super squishy, then I'll add some stuffers back behind their butt, kind of to pull their legs up forward. And then from there, we go to like a forward facing, like hands on arms, and it just goes back to just the rolled up blanket, folded in half. For that one. Like that. And then again, same thing as the head and hands. If I need to, I'll add stuffers up underneath to prop it up higher, because all babies are different, so it just kind of depends on how they, I don't even know what I'm trying to say, how they lay, or how flat they can lay. Some people, or some babies, they can lay super flat. Some babies need to be propped up a little bit higher to be comfortable. Just kind of depends. And that's it for that one. And then from there, I go to like a wrapped pose. And for those, we just take, these are all my extra, like I just grabbed like wads full for the stuffers behind the baby for the drop off. For the wrapped poses, I take this blanket and just kind of make a circle, and then take the take my cover blanket, make sure the well's kind of deep, and then get the Ficati or whatever fur I'm going to use and put it down, and then put the wrap down, wrap the baby, and take the shot. I guess I'll grab some fur. Put that down there, and it makes a good well, and then lay the baby. Yeah. And then that's pretty much it on the beanbag poses. I'll do prop ones later.